I am Carl Carafel, and I am joined alongside Bubba Duke, and this is Turnbuckle Talk. We got quite the show going on for everybody today. We got lots of different topics to get into, so we're just going to get right into it with the biggest one coming out this week, and that is the WWE Draft 2021. 12 rounds of insanity, including SmackDown, Talking Smack, Raw, and Raw After Talk, or whatever they decided to call it. I can't remember now. Raw Dogging It or something. I don't freaking know. But I got the entire list here. We're going to go through this. So what I want from you, Bubba Duke, is I want you to kind of remember some notable names and what you think, if it's a good move or a bad move for them to have gone to that specific brand. And then we're going to go through the free agents. Yes, there are free agents as well coming out of this. Going through the rounds here during SmackDown, round 1. Universal Champion stayed on SmackDown. The WWE Champion, Big E, stays on Raw. The Women's Champion the Raw Women's Champion moves to SmackDown. Bianca Belair is moving to Raw. Round 2, we have got Drew McIntyre moving to SmackDown. RK Bro staying on Raw. The New Day, being Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, moving to SmackDown, and Edge moving over to Raw. During SmackDown round 3, Happy Corbin, I hate that name. I freaking hate that name for him. Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss staying on SmackDown. The women's tag team champions, Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH, staying on Raw. This is a pretty big one. Coming from NXT, moving to SmackDown is NXT's Hit Row, being BFAB, Brianna Brandy, Ashante, The Adonis, Top Dollar, AJ Francis, and North American champion Isaiah Swerve Scott. All 4 of those members of Hit Row moving over to SmackDown, and Keith Bearcat Lee staying on Raw. Round 4. During SmackDown, we have got Naomi staying on SmackDown. Rey and Dominic Mysterio moving over to Raw. Jeff Hardy moves to SmackDown. And from NXT moving to Raw is Austin Theory. Okay, we're going to stop right there just for a moment, and we'll go through that first 4 rounds. Bubba Duke, now's your time to shine, my brother. Tell me who is good in the place that they have gone to now, and your thoughts on that.
Wow, there's a lot happening here in this first round of the draft. I don't know. There's a lot of names like Big E staying on Raw. I was hoping they were going to switch the titles again. To be quite honest, I was hoping they were going to switch them around.
Okay,
just because I kind of want to, difference, right? Switch it up a little bit.
Now, what do you think
Um,
about Charlotte, the Raw Women's Champion, moving over to SmackDown?
Now, does she take her title with her, or does she just get the SmackDown title now? How's that work?
I don't know. We're gonna have to
Right?
see. We haven't gone through
Like
that entire list yet to find out if the
that's
SmackDown
interesting,
Women's Champion is still there or has moved yet.
right? That's going to
Yeah.
be the what happens there. That's going to be does she relinquish that title and it stays on Raw and she has to go after the SmackDown title now? It's going to be
Right.
interesting to see how that works.
Ed coming in there. Give me a second. Ed
Yeah,
Fries, thank you so much for coming by. I absolutely love you, my brother. Other than separating New Day again, SmackDown is going to be an absolute blast to watch. And I think that it's been
yeah.
that way for a while now. SmackDown has been
It's
the show, they have been the
yeah,
flagship. They are the ones to watch over on SmackDown. And I think there's a few attributing factors to that. So, and they'll likely
yeah,
trade titles like New Day and the Street Profits did before. So,
yeah.
spoiler alert: the SmackDown Women's Champion moves over to Raw.
Ooh, did she?
Um,
Ooh,
she did. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they just kind of do this little title swap thing again, or on
mm,
screen title swap, or if they just kind of do it and give the
just
titles to
switch it.
each
Yeah,
one, and then it's just okay, now she's the SmackDown Women's Champion instead of the Raw Women's Champion,
I like
right?
exactly. I like seeing Rhea Ripley and my other favorite girl Nikki
Yep.
moving over to Raw and tag teaming up there. Hopefully they do big things there. I really like them. They're
I do
they're they're
too.
exciting to watch because of the energy that Nikki has. Just
Yes.
it's contagious. You want to watch this girl. You want to watch what she does and how she's doing. You know what I mean? I
I
like
like
seeing.
both of them separate. I 100% do. I like
Yes,
both of them separate, but it's real nice to see them tag teaming.
it is, and that's hard to find. Two people that are completely different,
Right.
completely that mesh together that well and are actually entertaining. They're not just like, oh, whatever, another wrestling match. It's what are they going to do? How are they
Right.
going to? I could see them getting titles again. I think they had them already,
They
but
do. They have them already. Yeah.
yeah.
Ray
So
Ripley and Nikki are the women's tag team champions right now.
I can see them holding them for a while because they're entertaining. It's
And
not
very
boring.
interesting to see that SmackDown is getting 4 members from NXT and Raw is getting
Yes.
1 member from NXT. So we've got those NXT call ups coming in as well during this draft. It's a perfect time for it to happen and a great way for it to happen. I think we're gonna forget those first 4 rounds now. We're gonna move
Yeah.
into round 5 during Talking Smack. Now, these next set of picks that I'm gonna put out there are all Raw picks, all going to Monday Night Raw. And you're going to notice that, yes, there is more picks going to Raw than there is to SmackDown. That's because Raw is a 3-hour show, whereas SmackDown is a 2-hour show. So Raw needs a few more people. So Raw, going to Raw, Nia Jax stays there. John Morrison stays there. The 24/7 champion Reggie stays on Raw. R-Truth to stay on Raw. Drake Maverick stays. T-Bar stays. Akira Tozawa stays. Dewdrop stays. Zelina Vega coming over from SmackDown. Otis from SmackDown. Chad Gable from SmackDown. Apollo Crews from SmackDown. And Commander Aziz coming over from SmackDown. Those are the Raw picks on round 5 during Talking Smack. SmackDown, they are taking, coming from NXT, Aaliyah. Drew Gulak comes to SmackDown from Raw. Mace comes to SmackDown. Mansoor comes to SmackDown. Mustafa Ali, or Mustafa Ali, however you want to pronounce it, goes to SmackDown, and Tony Storm stays on SmackDown. So that's Talking Smack round 5. We're almost halfway through this entire thing, and this is a lot of staying and moving that's going on here. I think probably one of the biggest ones here for me, anyways, is we're seeing Otis and Chad Gable going from SmackDown over to Raw. Keeping them as a tag team and going over there and hopefully maybe getting to see them a little bit more on television. You got anyone that stands out to you?
Apollo Crews
Okay,
is standing out to me. I don't really care for his character, but
sure,
the guy can wrestle, and he's entertaining.
sure, yeah,
I want to see what he's going to do on Raw. How big he's going to get if they give him a good push. Because I think that's what Raw needs right now is somebody that can just, I don't want to say pick up the torch and run with it, but literally
right,
that's what it is. You need to pick that torch up, whoever's on Raw,
yeah,
and do something with Raw because it's going. It's not as good as it used to be. And you got 3 hours.
right.
I think
3 hours
maybe
of Raw.
take an hour out of there and go back to 2. It might help the ratings a bit.
It might. We'll have to see. So we come a few days later. So that was all on Friday night SmackDown that happened. Coming over to Monday Night Raw. So during Raw, round 6, Becky Lynch moving over to Raw. The Usos staying on SmackDown. Bobby Lashley staying on Raw. And Sasha Banks staying on SmackDown. So we're not going to get to see Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks in any type of thing right now. And I am honestly happy about that because we have seen it way too much.
Yeah,
Round
I agree.
7. Oh yeah, go ahead. You agree with that?
No, I agree. There's certain matches they need to just get away from, like Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, um, Charlotte, and that group. Just get some of these new women in there, get them up to speed, and let's go. Let's get some more fresh women wrestling on the go.
And we just might get that. Let's continue on through here. Round 7. Seth Rollins moving to Raw. King Nakamura with Ricky Boogs as staying on SmackDown. Damian Priest stays on Raw. And Sheamus moves to SmackDown. Round 8, again during Raw. AJ Styles and Omos staying on Raw. Shayna Baszler moving over to SmackDown. Kevin Owens moving to Raw. And from NXT to SmackDown, we are getting a fresh new face in Xia Li. Round 9, the Street Profits move over to Raw. The Viking Raiders move over to SmackDown. Finn Balor goes to Raw, and Ricochet flies his way to SmackDown. Round 10 during Raw. Karrion Kross staying on Monday Night Raw. Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza moving to SmackDown. My girl Alexa Bliss is staying on Monday Night Raw, and Cesaro stays on SmackDown. Round 11. My goodness, round 11. Carmella moves over to Raw. Ridge Holland moves to SmackDown from NXT. Sami Zayn stays on SmackDown, and a newcomer, Gable Steveson, quote unquote, moves to Raw. He actually hadn't been wrestling anywhere, so Raw just took him as a pick. So that's everything that happened on Monday Night Raw. So I know I ran through that real quickly,
That's
but
okay.
what do you see that stands out there to you?
Finn Balor, Ricochet. I'm a Ricochet guy. I've always been a Ricochet guy.
Okay.
Hopefully, now that he's on SmackDown, he's going to get used in a big way because this guy, I'm telling you right now, this guy, watch, he's going to be holding a title. And not just any title, he's going to be holding a prominent title soon. That's my prediction.
Let's hope so. He has been champion before. He has
That's
had
true.
championships,
Yep.
right? So
Yep.
it'll be interesting to see. During Raw Talk, that's what they're calling it, not Raw Dogging it. I think that would be a better name, Raw Dogging it. Raw Talk. So these next picks, again, several of them, they are all Raw picks. Raw takes Dana Brooke, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode together. They take Jackson Riker, Veer, Liv Morgan, Mia Yim, Tamina, Tegan Knox, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander, and The Miz. SmackDown during Raw Talk gets Jinder Mahal, Shanky, Natalia, and Shotzi Blackheart. And that was the final round that happened. Unless they add some more different things, some more picks during the week, I don't know if they're going to, or if they're going to move people around or not. But that's that full list of picks there, and that's how it ended out on Raw Talk.
That's a lot.
Raw getting a lot of women, to be honest with you. Right? Tegan Knox, Tamina, Mia Yim, Liv Morgan, Dana Brooke. They've still got Alexa Bliss over there. SmackDown still getting a few women as well in there, Natalia and Shotzi Blackheart, but Raw seems to be pretty stacked for women right now. I just hope that they actually start to use them.
And can we say now, Raw is glorious?
Yes, we can.
My boy Robert Roode, I hope he again, I haven't heard much from him lately. I don't know if he's been hurt or he's just taking time off a little bit to
he's just not being used. That's all.
And dude, go to Raw, make it glorious again, please.
I hope so. It'll be very, 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 very nice. It definitely will. Let's run through this free agent list. Okay, so very interesting. Interesting names in here that are that weren't drafted. So essentially, the free agent list is based off of superstars who were not drafted on Friday or Monday. And I mean, they include a few different names like Maurice and Paige and you know, different things like that. They've excluded those names because for reasons, right?
Oh, yeah.
We'll just leave it at that. But as of right now, the WWE free agent list is Asuka, Bayley, Brock Lesnar, Elias, Eva Marie, Grant. And you know what? I'm going to stop there for a second. I can understand Eva Marie and that nobody would want her on their show. I get that. Okay. Eva Marie is a free agent.
I plead the fifth. I'm leaving that one alone because that could go on for a couple hours.
We'll continue on then. Grand Metalik, John Cena, Lacey Evans, Lindsay Dorado, Shane McMahon, interestingly, Slapjack or Shane Thorne, which I think he will probably take that moniker again and go with the name Shane Thorne, Titus O'Neil, and the last really interesting name in all of this, The Undertaker, a WWE free agents list member. Interesting that they would have both Shane McMahon and The Undertaker on there, considering both of them really are not doing any professional wrestling right now. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens with that. And free agents really, essentially, they can go anywhere that they want to at this time. That's what it means, right? So they could be on Raw and then make their way and be on SmackDown in the exact same week. It doesn't matter. They could do all shows. They could go, to NXT. They could do anything that they want right now is how that is. And yes, you know what? Asuka and Bayley are because of injury. Yeah, 100%. I get that. But they've been having Bayley, they had her on screen, doing all of this different stuff with her, right? Ding dong, hello.
Yeah,
which was absolutely fantastic. Still keeping her on screen. So I think that they could have picked Bayley to be able to have her as an on-screen personality.
Yes,
and then Matt, The Undertaker. I thought he is done. I thought he was done too, but I don't know. It's the world of professional wrestling. Never say never.
Maybe. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
But maybe the reason he's a free agent, hear me out, he could pop in and start something on Raw, right? Have a little feud with somebody just to kind of build that character. And then, let's go to SmackDown and have fun with the new dog of the yard, like the tribal chief or someone else. I could see maybe him doing something with Finn Balor and the Demon.
That's possible.
Just to give him that freedom to do what he wants to do, right? Like you said, they can do whatever they want. And it's The Undertaker. Who's going to say no to The Undertaker?
Right? I definitely wouldn't. I definitely would not. Something that
Like,
I am not saying no to as we move on from the WWE draft is a title change that happened on AEW. We are looking at Sammy Guevara winning the TNT championship from Miro. Dude, I'm blown away that it was somebody. I shouldn't say it like that. Before we'll get to this for you there, Bubba. Finn Balor is one of Matt's favorites, and he likes that idea. You know what? It is a very cool idea. Sammy Guevara is an amazing professional wrestler. He's got that look, he's got that style, he's got that ring work, he's got the ability to talk, and even created his own little niche thing where he brings out the cue cards with stuff written on them, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's good. It's his character. It's absolutely fantastic. He's aligned himself with the right people, with Chris Jericho and with Jake Hager.
oh, yeah.
He's aligned himself with those people and now moved on and not moved on. He's still with them, but he has now got a championship over Miro, which I never thought was going to happen for a smaller guy in the company physically. Physically, Sammy is smaller than Miro, and I thought that it would have been a large person like a murder hawk to have come in to dethrone Miro, but it didn't happen. Give me your thoughts on this, Bubba Duke. What do you think?
Oh, my mind has been sufficiently blown once again by AEW. People, it was believable. The win was believable because he didn't try to strong arm. He didn't try to, oh, I'm going to be tougher than this guy. No, he used his head. He literally picked the guy apart, went after his leg, went after his neck, because his buddy, his name slips my mind, did the same thing. Went after his neck, went after his neck, went after his leg. He literally chopped the tree down till the tree was like, I give up. I follow. I'm done.
Right?
Is literally what happened. So my mind's blown. And the pictures that he took with -1 after, props to him. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You, Sammy, are a professional wrestler. You are a professional person. You rock. You rock. That kid had the biggest smile on his face with his dad's t-shirt on, holding his dad's title, that TNT one that his dad had. Oh, it was great, dude.
Right.
But the match was incredible. There was back and forth, there was hype, there was low point, there was I didn't know who to cheer for because I'm kind of a Nero guy. I mean, let's be honest. When I wrestled that little bit that I did, my character was the bad guy.
Yep.
So I kind of get where he's coming from. He's the tough, no one's going to beat me. And then Sammy comes along with the hopes, the dreams, the passion, the charisma, and wins the title. I hope he holds it for a while. I really do. I hope he gets it for a while.
I hope so as well. We'll definitely have to see, though. We do already know his first competitor is going to be someone from MLW, not even somebody that is technically part of the AEW roster. So again, that forbidden door being opened up, MLW star Bobby Fish will be taking on Sammy Guevara for the championship in the first title defense. What do you think about that?
Wow. Bobby Fish. I don't watch much MLW, but I know Bobby Fish. What a competitor to pick for your first title defense. Now, did he pick this gentleman or did AEW say, listen, this is who you're going to face because, it's going to be a moneymaker?
Don't know.
Now, if it was his idea, Sammy, you're a stand-up guy again. That's awesome. Be a true champion and defend that title whenever, however you need to, because that's awesome. I love it. I love the interpromotional. Wrestling right now for me isn't a chore to watch. It's where can I get my next fee? I feel like a drug addict. Where can I get my next fix? Who's wrestling? It's awesome right now. I love it. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, wrestlers, for opening that door. I love it.
It's fantastic. It definitely is. AEW has really gone out of the way to open up those doors, and I'm very happy about it. I'm happy that we're finally getting professional wrestling that is encompassing all of the companies and not just being strictly we're this company and you're going to watch our people and that's it, and we have no dealings with anyone outside of this, which is bullshit. Why not? It's all professional wrestling. Bring it all together and let's give people what they want. Something that people don't want, and yes, I'm going to talk about this. I've been pretty vocal about this before on previous episodes of Turnbuckle Talk. Mighty Joe has been very vocal over this as well over the years. Lio Rush is now part of AEW. I think this was just I think it was a bad move. I'm not a fan of Lio Rush. I am not a fan of his antics. I'm not a fan of his childish natures and ways, and I don't get my way, I'm taking my ball and going home, and just so much revolving around this guy that just seems very toxic that I don't think AEW really needs, and I'm not happy about this. And I know other people aren't happy about it because they've been talking about it on social media. I'm not going to get into other people's thoughts on it, but we're going to get to yours. Go ahead, Bubba.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. I watched him on MLW. Just happened to be on the program I was watching. And I was disgusted with how this guy acted. And, I can't even call him a professional wrestler because there's nothing professional about this guy. So somebody tells you, listen, you need to do this in the match because it's going to get a big pop, and you say no, and they're like, no, well, listen, you need to do it. It's required. Okay, we want you to do the off the top rope, whatever, right?
Yep.
To get this huge pop. And you're like, no, forget it. You go do the match. You don't do the spot, and then you get yelled at. Oh, okay, well, too bad. I rip out my contract. I'm out of here. And literally, like you said, you take your ball and you go what? Go home and sulk about it. So why would AEW sign this guy to anything? Like, what were they thinking? He's not the only thing he's going to attract is negativity. Because he acts like a spoiled little 2-year-old that didn't get the cookie out of the cookie jar because he got caught. Dude, just do what you normally do. Just pack your stuff. Don't bother showing up and go home. Just let the professionals do their real job and go home. Really.
A good thing about that is I think that we're only going to have to wait maybe 6 months to a year, and he's going to just leave on his own like he has with everywhere else. I mean, that's the short end of it. I mean, it really is. When you have veterans in the business coming to you and saying, hey, listen, we need to talk for a moment. I want to, give you some advice, and you shit all over it. And you're like, nope, I know what I'm doing and I'm the best. Dude, you're not. I am far from the best at what I do. I 100% know that. I am not a professional to the standards of like a Joe Rogan, let's say, in the podcasting world. I am not a Shawn Michaels. I am not a Texas Tornado when it comes to professional wrestling. I'm not, and I know I'm not. And anytime that somebody is going to be there to give me some advice, I want to take it. And I want to learn from it, and I want to grow from it, because that's going to help me become like the Joe Rogans of the world.
Literally,
right?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's shut your mouth. Listen to what this person's saying to you, because they've got what? Let's go, Jericho, 30 years in the business from the beginning to now.
Yep.
Look at what he's done over his career. Okay. Okay, he's made some bad decisions. Who hasn't? But guess what? He learned from those bad decisions. Pardon me, because someone that's been there longer than him come over and said, Jericho, let's go for a walk and have a talk, son. Let's go. We need to talk. And they talk him down and they say, listen, this is what you need to do. You're doing a good job at this. Let's fix this. And that'll make your character that much better.
Right.
And I bet you Jericho went, thank you very much, shook the guy's hand or the girl, whoever it might have been, and said, thank you. I appreciate your input. I will definitely look into changing what I messed up. No, this kid goes, oh, you've been in the business for 30 years? I don't care. So we might have to, sorry, I shouldn't have done that on air. My bad. But literally, just like you said, you might as well take a big piece of poop, throw it in their face, and tell them you're nobody.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, but if The Undertaker, Jericho, at Sammy at this point, if -1 came up to me and said, listen, we need to have a talk, you better bet I'd be getting down on my knee, looking that kid in the eye and saying, you tell me what needs to be fixed, young man, and I will do it.
Right.
Don't spit in their face. Come on, man. Ignorant.
Oh, I know. It definitely is. It definitely is. Something that is not ignorant and something that has been absolutely fantastic to hear right now is that Impact Wrestling is going to be doing a tournament. Once again, the Knockouts Knockdown Tournament. It's an event that features professional wrestling matches, which involve different wrestlers. And these wrestlers are all female, and they are coming from all over the place. There's going to be some from Impact Wrestling, a tournament. The winner is going to get a future shot at the Impact Knockouts Championship. It'll consist of staple Impact knockouts against talent from all around the world. The main event of this show is going to feature a Monsters Ball match in honor of Shannon Daphne Spruill. Better known as just Daphne or the Scream Queen. She was one of the first women to compete in a Monsters Ball match against Taylor Wilde, and they're gonna honor her, do a memorial Monsters Ball match for her on this pay-per-view that is coming up. There's only 9 matches that are going to be on this card. It's going to be airing October 9th, 2021. To my understanding, it's a taped show. It's a taped pay-per-view, one night only series that they continue to do. The date happened September 17th, to my understanding, and it's going to air October 9th. So we have absolutely no clue about anything for match wise except for one right now. We have got Decay, which is Havoc and Rosemary, the Knockouts Tag Team Champions, taking on the Influence, Madison Rayne and Tennille Dashwood. That's the only matchup we know of right now. But what we do know is the competitors that will participate in the tournament. We're looking wow, I can't spoke today. Mercedes Martinez, Lady Frost, Renee Michelle, Chelsea Green, Tasha Steeles, Jamie Senegal, Rachel Elring, and Brandy Lauren. So 8 huge names in the world of professional wrestling when it comes to women that are not part of the conglomerate. And yeah, all in a tournament for a future championship match.
I'm pretty stoked, dude. I'm glad that they're honoring Daphne the way they are. Thank you, Impact Wrestling, for thinking of that. Pat yourselves on the back for that one. That's great, for sure. But yeah, no, these women, whoo, buddy, I can't wait. Pre-taped or not, live not, I don't care. Impact, Knockout. Oh my god, bro! Like they're getting up there with AEW as far as I'm concerned. They're getting good with their women's division. It's picking up. I'm loving it.
They definitely are. And you know what? They haven't gone anywhere. They haven't gone anywhere. Everybody kept thinking, oh, they're going to be gone. They're going to be done. They're closing up shop. They're, not getting anything. Nobody's watching. Nobody cares. They're still going. And it is absolutely fantastic to see it. And I'm one of the people that have said over the years, they're going to keep going. You just watch. They may not get up to that status of the conglomerate, but they're going to keep going. And they definitely have. And I am happy about that.
I don't even think they want that status, to be quite honest with you. I don't think they want that. We're bigger. We're the biggest company. I don't think they want that. I think they're happy to just grow little bits at a time and just let things happen.
I agree. And this is a good way for things to happen. I'm very, very happy with all of that. So we have come about halfway point to the show here. What we're going to do now is we are going to take a commercial break so that I can have a little bit more of my non-sponsored Dr. Pepper. And we can let you guys hear a little bit from one of our sponsors. When we come back, we will be talking about our match of the week. And if anybody has any breaking news that they know about, put it up into the comments and we will put it up on screen for you. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Wrestling. A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. The wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. Collar and Elbow is the brand. Passion and love for wrestling is the drive. I am Al Snow, and this is Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand.
The dictionary defines hero as a person who is admired or idealized for courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities. Being a hero in life is far more than words printed on a page. It takes an unwavering code, a compass that points true north, always. And in times like these, it takes sacrifice. Hero shouldn't be a word defined by a dictionary. It's a word that should be defined by the best of us. Hero has a new definition.
Hi, my name's Barry Radcliffe. You might recognize me from such films as The Longest Ride or Ted 2. Now, as a successful actor, I have 2 planes, a supermodel wife, countless exotic cars, and a ton of cash. You might think it couldn't get any better than this, but you'd be wrong. For only $4.99, you could get OVWWrestlingNetwork.com. That's OVWWrestlingNetwork.com for only $4.99. Now, will your life be as good as this? No. Will it be better? Yes, and I guarantee that. That's not valid anywhere. OVWWrestlingNetwork.com is only $4.99. Tomorrow's yesterday is today. Prices so low, they're insane. Want more bang for your buck? Well, so do I at OVWWrestlingNetwork.com. It's only $4.99 a month. In between excitement, me too. OVWWrestlingNetwork.com is only $4.99 a month. You get that incredible value. She cost me $17 million and I loved it. Want a real value? OVWWrestlingNetwork.com. It's only $4.99. That's a price so low. Well, it's insane.
Welcome back, everybody. My name is Carl Carafel, and I am joined this week by Bubba Duke. And thank you for coming back to Turnbuckle Talk. You just saw the commercials there, and the very first commercial is one of our amazing sponsors. We do want to give them a shout out here as well. CollarandElbowBrand.com. I am wearing my Collar and Elbow branded hat, as I always do. There is a Collar and Elbow brand patch. They do a little bit of everything over at CollarandElbowBrand.com. So go and check them out. And as you see in the ticker below, CollarandElbowBrand.com, and use the promo code JK Podcast. You're going to get yourself 10% off your entire order every single time that you use that, whether it's brand new or clearanced merchandise. So very happy and thankful to be part of the Collar and Elbow crew. We are the first sponsored podcast from Collar and Elbow Brand, and I am very happy to be able to say that. We're going to move on, and we're going to talk about our match of the week. Bubba Duke, what was your match of the week? Before you answer that, though, I do need to let everyone know that our match of the week does not necessarily mean that it was from this past week. It could be anything professional wrestling that you watched during the past week. So that is how we define match of the week. Bubba Duke, go ahead.
Nice. Thank you very much. My match of the week, I hate to say it again, AEW, Sammy beating Miro for that TNT title. That match had me literally sitting on the edge of my seat. And I think my neighbors are a little mad at me because I yelled really loud when Sammy won that title.
It was a fantastic sight to see.
It was a great match. It was the, like, you were so emotionally involved in that match that it was hard not to get excited and want to yell and get in. Practically, you might as well just put a gate up and I would have stood behind it and watched that match on my TV and pretended I was right there doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's how involved I was.
That's awesome.
What about you, Carl? What's your match of the week?
For me, I'm going back to the year 1991. Before I get to my matchup, though, again, if anybody has any breaking news that they have seen that they know about, go ahead and put it into the comments section, and we will make sure that we include that on the broadcast. And I'll be fully transparent with you. I say that because I don't have anything. So if no one has anything, we're just going to forego it and then move right on. But my match of the week is coming from 1991. I loved watching this matchup every single time that I see it. It happened back in March 24th. We're talking WrestleMania 7. Lots of matches happened on that show. We had a total of 15 matches, but the one for me that is my ultimate is a matchup that went 8 minutes and 34 seconds. It is a blindfold match between Jake the Snake Roberts, one of my all-time favorites. I love that man to death. I love that man. And the model, Rick Martel. Blindfolded, dude. Blindfolded. They told a story inside that ring and made it work. I was blown away. I'm blown away every time I see it.
I can honestly say, I've not seen that match. 91. Yeah, I've never seen it.
I will have to get you to watch that. Yes.
Please send it to me. I would gladly watch any wrestling. You know how I am right now. I just want to eat more. I want more. Feed me more.
Right? Right. Hey, we can't say stuff like that. That's copyright material.
Oh, sorry.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Ryback. We apologize.
Please don't beat me up.
I don't think he'll beat you up. I don't think he will. But something that has been being beat up around on the Twitter feed lately is this right here. We make our way now to our Showstopper segment. Now, Bubba Duke, I know that you own an Xbox of some sort or another, one
Yes,
of
I
them, an
do.
X X
Right
or
there.
10 or
It's an Xbox
whatever.
One.
Okay.
1S.
One Xbox One S. It is my video game playing back in the day was a game called Deja Vu on the regular Nintendo, or it was playing Royal Rumble on the Super Nintendo.
Yep.
That's really about the extent of my video game playage. So, this is something that I want to put out to you and to anyone else that is listening that may be somebody that is involved and plays video games. So WWE every year comes out with their video game. The lately it's been the 2K games. This
Yep.
one is going to be the 2K22 coming out, and there is an outcry of people trying to vie for a draft mode or a manager mode or something like that, to be included inside of this video game. Now, I know that they have always done different things like create a character, and they included create an arena, create a championship, different stuff like that. But I don't think that a manager type of role or even a draft is something that has been included in the professional wrestling video games before. So I want to know your thoughts, Bubba Duke, as somebody who does immerse himself into the video game world. Give me your thoughts on that. Matthew is already saying yes, he wants that as well. That's absolutely fantastic. Give her down, Charlie Brown. Tell me what you got.
As you can see, I'm going yes.
That's copywritten too.
Yes. I don't care. I'm using it because I'm a fan of the man. To have a manager mode in a wrestling game would be epic. I'll tell you right now, I haven't bought a wrestling game since the very first 2K came out.
Okay.
I'm not a wrestling game kind of guy because it irritates me. People just button mash and whatnot, right?
Sure.
This manager mode, I might have to sell some stuff to buy that game. So that's 2 wrestling games now that I'm going to have to buy this year when they come out. 2K22, because if they put that manager mode in there.
Yep, if they include it.
If they include it, that's the keyword. If they include it, and the AEW wrestling game, for the simple fact that I'll get to wrestle Owen Hart and Mr. Brody Lee.
Or even as them.
Well, that's what I mean. Wrestle as them. Yes, that's what I meant. But either way, I'd be happy to wrestle them or wrestle as them because they are iconic wrestlers. As far as I'm concerned, put them in Hall of Fames all over the world. I don't care. Right. They deserve the recognition, and they are getting the recognition from AEW. I love it. WWE, put that manager mode in the game. It will sell off the shelves hotter than sliced bread when it first was invented.
Right. Matt says that he's been looking at AEW too. Matt, are you just meaning the video game, or have you been watching the actual programming that AEW has been putting out there? That's the question. Which is it? Have you been watching it, or both? Yeah, it could even be both. I think that this is something that's good. If fans are actually asking for this and talking about it on Twitter and actually putting it out there and wanting something like this, it should be something that is looked at to be included. And my problem with it is 2K22 is probably a video game that's going to be out soon, right? It's probably going to be around Christmas. Yeah. Christmas time is going to be when it comes out, right? But is the game finished? Do they have the option to include this? And if this cry out has been there for this, are they going to try to put it in there really quickly and mess it up and make it terrible? Or are they going to wait for a 2K23?
What my as a gamer, okay, my opinion would be release your game with the understanding that there will be an update, like an add-on for the manager mode,
Okay.
and charge $1 for it, or you know what I mean? Like if that's what you got to do to make yourself feel better, charge $1 for it and have it as an add-on.
So
They
just
do it
offer
for
it as a DLC.
exactly, yeah, downloadable content. Yeah, that's what they do for my racing game. Paint schemes, new tracks, new fixes to the tracks, anything that they do in real life on a track, you get the downloadable content, and it's free, usually free.
Okay.
But sometimes you pay for a pit pass or whatever they call it, to get the extra downloads, and then you get it for free. So that's probably why I get my stuff for free. I pay like $10 and I get all of it, right?
Sure.
So WWE, release the game by all means, because it's going to be awesome. And then have that as a downloadable content so we can get it. And this way you're not rushed. Don't rush this, because if you rush it, you're going to mess it up.
Right. That's my fear.
Yeah,
That's
you don't
my
want
fear.
that.
I don't want them to include it into the game as quickly as they possibly can and then not have it down to a perfection. Matthew says that he is talking about the game. He hasn't been watching. What is wrong with you? DVR, whatever you have to. There are websites you can go. Did you look at YouTube and just type in professional wrestling and you will find some great stuff there.
Right?
Oh yeah, that's right. You saw our friends Ignite Wrestling. My good friend Miss Kim, yeah, I mean, she has allowed us to use that content, that show promo from her YouTube channel on our programming. I absolutely love Miss Kim. She's fantastic, and the stuff that she's doing down there with Ignite Wrestling is amazing. Amazing.
I do watch, because we have the app on my TV. So when I'm laying here at night, I'm like, I got nothing to watch. And I turn on my TV and that little Ignite comes across the screen. I'm like, oh yeah, I can watch Ignite Wrestling. Dude, you want to watch some good, I don't even want to call it indie wrestling. I really don't, because it's better than just indie wrestling. But if you want to watch some good professional wrestling in a hometown kind of setting, do Ignite Wrestling. I wish I could interview Miss Kim, because I would be like, how did you do this? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, she is a very smart woman. She has her ducks in a row. She knows what she's doing when it comes to wrestling. Hence, two of her people are in AEW right now.
Right? It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I mean, taking a look here, Ryan saying watching AEW Dark, and he can't wait as well for the AEW video game. That is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, lots of people can't wait for the game either. And yeah, Matthew. Not that I'm right, but yeah, I'm right. But yeah, you need to watch some more wrestling. And it doesn't necessarily have to be just WWE that you're watching, or even just AEW that you're watching. Like I said, just go to YouTube when you're sitting down on the toilet, taking a break from the kids, because I know how kids can be. Just taking that breather moment for yourself. Take your phone and go to YouTube and just watch a 5-minute little clip. Or like Don said, or like Bubba Duke said there, I mean, if you've got, Roku, Ignite Wrestling is available on Roku. If your television is a smart TV and has Roku availability, it's right there for free. So, I mean, by all means, you can go and check it out. Before we head out for the day, I do want to talk about one other sponsor that we've got, and that is Phoenix. If you were looking for health supplements, or you were looking for health or workout gear, go and check out Phoenix at fnxfit.com. fnxfit.com has some amazing stuff over there. I've talked about it before. My favorite product over there is the Super Greens. Go and check out the Super Greens. I believe I had the dragon fruit, passion fruit, something like that. The strawberry dragon fruit, or strawberry, whatever it was. It was fantastic. They got 3 different flavors over there, and you can get a discount on one-time purchases. So you can't sign up for a recurring purchase and get the discount, because they already discount that for you. But if you just go and make a single one-time purchase, no matter what you buy, you can save 15% off your entire order when you're using the code TBTalkPod. just remember Turnbuckle Talk podcast, shorten it down, TB Talk Pod, and you are going to be able to get 15% off there. It's absolutely fantastic. We don't want to forget about our friends over at the HTM Podcast Network as well, and our friends over at IndiePW.com. I'm going to put this up here for everyone to see, and we'll take that off. So taking a look down in the bottom right-hand corner, that's the logo for the HTM Podcast Network. Goes straight up from there. The championship belts with the IPW. That's what you're looking for with IndiePW.com. Both of those places are absolutely fantastic and amazing. Have such great content on there, and they support us and play our show there as well. It is absolutely fantastic, and I love it. And the video portion of these shows, well, they're brought to you by StreamYard. StreamYard.com. Absolutely fantastic platform for you to be able to go and put live streaming content out there to the masses. And a huge thank you. Yes, because we are now part of this organization as well. Established in 2021, January 1st is when it began. We're talking Love Wrestling. Go and check out lovewrestling.ca, not only for this podcast, but as well, we put up the audio for Turnbuckle Rewind, as well as so many different podcasts, interviews, videos, articles, so much different stuff going on over there. It's absolutely fantastic. There's so much at all of those places, whether it's indiepw.com, whether it is at HTM Podcast Network, or whether it's over at Love Wrestling. So, Bubba Duke, any last words you have before we cheers out for the night?
No, I got nothing other than thank you for everybody to come and listen to us.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. And that's it for this week. For myself, Carl Carafel, and Bubba Duke, this has been Turnbuckle Talk. Thank you for watching.